So today's second lecture of this subject. So earlier we have discussed about the introduction part, about the syllabus, and we have I just took the introductory part and then started this subject. So let me share my screen with you. Now let me know whether it is visible to you or okay. Are you able to see?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So introductory part, we have seen what is yoga, what is how the teaching was there in ancient times and at present, and then some misconceptions about the yoga practices, and then we have started the yoga practices, how they are classified practically. Okay. So they are classified in 6 parts: asanas, pranayam, bandha mudras, kriyas, meditation, and attitude training practices. All right, don't get confused with the other text where different sages described, yoga practices in their own manner. Okay, as they find it suitable, they put kriyas at one first place, and some of the texts there was like no need of doing shat karmas, but in some of the texts it is the priority, like first preference. This is the first thing which anyone who should be in a yogic practices first practice this kriyas or shodhan kriyas, like shat karmas, purification of your body before starting the other practices. But here it is placed in a fourth part. So this is the order practically according to this book, and questions generally asked from this book only. So you should remember all the sequences. So here asanas are in the first place, then pranayam, then bandha mudras, then kriyas, then meditation, and attitude training practices. Attitude training practices means it is a self practice, you can say, your thoughts, like you can say manasa, vacha, and karmana means your thought process, how in which way you think about a particular matter or a particular thing, and then how you what is the way it communicates to others, like how you speak with other people, how you interact with the people, what is the way. And then karma means what type of karma you do. Is there any your karma or your thought process or your the way you speak can hurt anyone, or you think about all the welfare of all, uh, uh, for the well-being. So this is the attitude training practice, you can say, the yam and niyams, which Maharshi Patanjali placed at the first place, right? So it depends. So here it is placed at last, but it is as important as the other practices. So each one of these classification consists of a group of several practices. Say like asanas. Asanas, we have seen that they are classified in 3 categories: meditative postures or asanas, then cultural postures or strengthening or stretching practices, and then relaxative asanas or relaxative postures. And pranayama, we have seen it is the extension of your uh, pranas within your body, like how the functioning of all your organs, your muscles, your bone, your joints will be done using the extension of pranas, like how the vital force or the vital energy within your body makes other organs, other cells to function. So if there is extension, if there is a vistara of prana, then it affects each the functioning of each organ, each gland of your body, including your autonomous nervous system, your sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, or your whole system like digestive system, your lymphatic system, your respiratory system, so or your cardiovascular system. So like that, this vital force, vital energy that we call prana, how it is very much necessary to live a healthy and happy life. So the ratio, and it depends upon the breathing, how you breathe, because oxygen is the what plays a important role. Or you can say it is the utmost thing which you should, which your body should, have in full capacity of your lungs. So just to strengthen or to expand the lung capacity, we need to do this practice pranayama. What is the ratio of inhalation and exhalation? Firstly, if somebody is beginner, it is 1:1, then it is to 1:2, then it is to what is the ideal ratio of inhalation, exhalation, and in between the kumbhak, that is the retention of that breath. Anyone can say if they know?
1 is to 4 is to 2. So 1 is inhalation, 4 is kumbhak, and exhalation is 2, twice the amount of inhalation.
Yes, yes. So if somebody is beginner, then no holding. It's just inhalation and exhalation. And if he or she is capable of inhalation one time and then exhalation twice, then they may start practicing kumbhaka or retention of that breath. But if somebody is suffering from some diseases, so the extension or retention of the breath is prohibited for them. So this is the practical ratio, and you might have learned there are so many types of pranayama, and pranayama means just a breathing practice. So it depends at which season you are doing it, and it depends, are you a beginner or you are a practitioner. So depending on that, depending upon your body conditions, the pranayams are chosen and should be practiced. So three phases, as we already know, it's a purak, kumbhak, and rechak. That is the inhalation, then retention, and then exhalation. So basically, this is important, that the main purpose of pranayama is to gain control over the automatic nervous system. Sometimes the question asks for autonomic nervous system, which practice is like done, or which kriya should be uh, practiced, which of the part of yogic practices is important to control, to gain the control over automatic nervous system. And through this pranayama, because it influences your nervous system means your mental function. So and that's why it is considered very, very important if you do higher yogic practices like meditation. So the next one is bandha and mudras. Bandha means lock, mudra means some gesture. So basically they are interconnected. They are like bandhas are done with mudras. So these are basically locks which holds, and holds the semi voluntary or involuntary muscles in the body. All right, involuntary muscles are some muscles which functions without your consent, without your effort. They are doing their function automatically. Do you know any organ or any muscles which are doing such functions, involuntary functions? Anyone?
So heart is involuntary.
Yes, the muscles, all the membranes.
Cardiac muscles, yeah, cardiac muscles.
Yes.
Ma'am, muscle vagus nerve also involuntary.
No, you can say the organ or the system which does some involuntary functions.
Digestive system.
Yes, digestive system, respiratory system.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, so bandhas and mudras, what they does, they provide, uh, some lock, or you can say for the time being with breath, we hold that posture or a gesture so that they, after releasing the lock, the force, the energy, or you can say the circulation of blood, because blood is the, you can say, is a fluid which gives strengthening to each and every cell of your body, right? So strengthening, you can say, or supplying energy or supplying food. And also this blood is something which, takes the impure or the waste which is remaining within a muscle to the, um, again, to the heart. So that way, if there are some, toxins in a cell or a tissue or an organ, that will affect the functioning of that particular organ, and then the whole body will suffer. So by using these bandhas and mudras, some locks, some gestures, the functioning of that particular organ or a gland is improved. It, you can imagine a pipeline, okay, a pipe, and one end it is connected to the tap, and the other end, if you obstruct the flow of water coming out from the that, pipe, then if you release that lock, what you feel, the forcefully the water will come out from that pipe. So like that, if you provide some lock and then release that lock, then the circulation of blood, the flow of energy, the flow of prana will be increased. And if there are certain obstruction, then this force, that intense, circulation will overcome that toxins, or you can say the obstructions in particular point or particular organ. So that way you can understand some bandhas or some mudras, by doing certain practices or certain gestures, we can increase that, the functioning, or you can say the flow of energy, or flow of the vital force which is needed for, any organ to function better. So that way, these are some important practices, yogic practices. So they decongest the vital organs, improve the circulation and nutrition by pressure, manipulations, and contribute to the general health and emotional stability. Emotional stability, emotions are controlled by your particular hormones, and hormones are controlled by your glands, and glands directly or indirectly controlled by the nervous system within your brain. So if all these things, if you consider the flow of that energy, flow of that, you can say, the blood is perfect at each and every cell of your body, or you can say the nerves, the neurons are active and fully get the energy from the blood, nutrients, then it causes the better functioning of that particular system or particular nerve or particular cell. All right. So a difference is made between a bandha and mudra on the basis of their use in a pranayama. All right, bandhas are the locks, and bandhas and mudras in both the like practices. We have to have a control of our breath. Now, mudras that are used in pranayama, they are like maybe your hand mudras. You can make, close the tip of your particular finger and thumb, and this actually what it does, it just closes you can say a circuit, or you can say, so the energy flow will be within your body from one point to the other point. Whatever is required, whatever the need of your body, or whatever you want, that mudra you adopt for that particular practice. So mudras that are used in pranayama, usually called bandhas, because they bind and channelize a particular nervous activity, as I told, and at a particular place or direction. Like Jalandhar bandha is done when you have to, do a particular, or put some pressure at your neck region, to activate your thyroid gland. So that is the Jalandhar Bandha. As we all know, Udyan is to hold your navel portion, your abdominal region, and Mula Bandha, all your excretory reproductive organs. So all those bandhas, they have that control over particular glands, particular, the functioning or the secretion of enzymes, secretion of your, what you say, hormones. So because all those things, enzymes, hormones, juices, all those liquids or fluids, they govern your mood or the functioning of various organs of your body. So some asanas are also called mudras, like because of their specific and channels through which the effects are brought about. Now, do you know any mudra which is a part of asana? Can you name few?
Viparita Karani.
Viparit Karni mudra. Okay. Anyone else?
Shambhavi Mudra.
Okay, Shambhavi mudra. It is done in which posture? Shambhavi mudra.
Ma'am, Siddhasan.
Okay, Siddhasan. Any meditative asana you can do this mudra, or in some of the asanas also we use Shambhavi mudra. Or Nasikagra Drishti, or Nasikagra mudra, or some Khechri mudra. We'll do in some asanas, or anyone? Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, Pashini Mudra can be done in this Halasan pose.
Mm-hmm.
Pashini Mudra. Then I think Moola Bandha and Mool Bandha can be done in Setu Bandhasan also. When we are doing Setu Bandhasan.
Bhairavi Mudra.
And one Ashwani mudra is also there. Ashwani.
Ashwini Mudra, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you know some of the practices. Okay. Now kriyas. Kriyas are actually purification techniques, or you can say um, purification of your body internally. And these kriyas are six in numbers. Mostly in most of the text, it is six. So that's why it is called Shat Kriyas or Shat Karma. All right, six divisions. These are Dhoti, Basti, Neti, Chatak, Noli, and Kapalbhati. So this is the order, normal order. You should remember this: Dhoti, Basti, Neti, Chatak, Noli, and Kapalbhati. Now, each one of which consists of many subsections, depending upon which says or Muni has described these techniques. So we are not going into such details because you might have have a very elaborate idea about all these practices. So why they are done, they increase the range of adaptability of tissues forming various organs. Cell forms tissues, tissues form organs, and organs form organic system. So these systems, the adaptability means what? Again, the adaptability of uh, their, prana, you can say, or the vital force or the vital energy to improve their function. All right. So they raise the threshold level of their activity. So kriyas bring control on different reflexes and establish a psychophysiological balance. Psychophysiological balance is very, very important to live your life fully, completely with, using your complete potential, complete energy, and to fulfill your life as an individual, as a social being, as a family person. So your mental ability, your mental strengthening of potential, and your physical body potential, both are important to lead a balanced life. So Kriyas plays again an important role because it removes all the toxins within your body. All right. So that's why if there are toxins, so it's not possible to for energy or for prana to flow 100% within your each and every point of your body. So the purification process is very, very essential, especially in nowadays scenario where there are there is so much pollution in bigger cities, metropolitan cities, including air, water, or whatever we eat. So the mode of purification in the kriyas are also use elements like air, water, some friction, and some of the movements of your body parts. Like in Agnisar, we move our abdominal region very fast. In Kapalbhati, there are basically Kapalbhati we do uh, Vatsar Kapalbhati. We use air, like forceful exhalation we do in Kapalbhati. And because it is a breathing practice, so it is considered some nowadays as a pranayam, but we, as a student of yoga, we know it is a purification technique. All right, forcefully exhalation will cleanse your both nadis, Surya and Chandra nadi, left and right nostrils. Hold the passage, like from your tip of your nose to larynx and to your trachea, and hold your lungs. So all that get purified by using, by practicing Kapalbhati practice. Now, Vatsar jab hum karenge, that is using water. All right. Basti we'll do, for the cleansing of your or rectum or and large intestine. So if all those parts or tubes within your body which carries this prana, the energy, So if all the from the raw material to the excretory material, whatever the waste the body throws out from our various parts, so all these organs function properly. So all whenever if there is some obstruction, some toxins, then the flow is restricted. So this is the purification technique done using these elements to increase the functioning of uh, various organs and various system. Even a single cell is affected by using this Shatkarma. So the regions of cleansing involved in various kriyas are, it is written, nasopharyngeal. Nasopharyngeal means your nasal cavity, then your pharynx, then your trachea, and all the the lungs, the alveoli till alveoli. And orocranial nerves means your brain part, the frontal brain, and your ears, the nerves which are connected to your ears, right? So, and gastroesophageal. Gastroesophageal is the whole your alimentary canal, like starting from your mouth to your rectum. It includes all your food pipe, esophagus, your stomach, your small intestine, large intestine, and then anorectal, your rectum portion, and intestinal portion. So all these get purified using Shatkarma. And if you practiced asanas properly, then pranayama, then mudra bandh, and then kriyas, then you are prepared for the practice, which is meditation. So this is the practice which involves control of your mental functions, which starts from the initial withdrawal of the senses from external world or external objects to the complete oblivion of external uh, environment. So there are innumerable techniques of meditation, but the process may be different, but the aim is same. It is, the journey from outward world to inward. So this process of absorption in which the individual tries to turn his attention to dwell upon a single object or a sound or a concept or experience. Like first you have that we call dharana, all right? First dharana and then dhyana. So first you have to, withdraw your senses from all other objects and point at single object first, and then from that object, and if you go deeper in the meditation, dhyana, then that object also get resolved. So meditation is a great tranquilizer because it is, it is a different, if you are more into the external world, it disturbs you more. Your all the senses are, engaged in one or the other, or two or three or many things. So that will, the brain will get, fully occupied. Like it never, your brain will never be at a relaxed state. So voice is clear, right? Sound
Yeah.
is okay? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, so, and this is meditation is what? Meditation is withdrawal of your senses from all the objects. Now, if your brain is not getting anything to think about, it will go to relaxed state. That is the tranquilized state. The complete peace. So this is the practice which each and every yogi must do So this once practice in meditation without preparing adequately through asanas and pranayam, it will be difficult. It will be, there is generally people, start meditation just sitting at one posture or, at one place, and they, try to meditate. But if you are in a field of yoga, how, the hierarchy goes. So first you have to have the capability to sit at one place for about few minutes to half an hour, or whatever the capability of your body. Then you must have, the control of your pranas, your breathing capability. And then you must practice some mudras or fun, and you are internally toxic free, and externally also you may be, at a very peaceful and calm place, and your brain is also at a stable state. Then only you can meditate, and then only this practice will give you a result. So because in a yogic practices, the meditation occupies higher position. So the basic principle of meditation is to develop internal awareness. And then the last one is attitude training practices. Now these are technically called yams and niyams. So these are self-imposed restrictions to govern one's behavior to form a particular attitudinal pattern. Now, these forms the basis of all the yogic practices, as you must have learned or studied in Maharishi Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So, this is, he considered both of them at first and second place. So the nature of all yogic practices is, again, it is written, it is psychophysical. So all the practices are complementary to each other. They are associated with each other, and each practice contributes to, give the better result or better performance to on a greater or a lesser scale using the different channels and approaches. So this is all about, we are not going into detail what are the yams and what are the names, but you should know this is you can say in a general terms, the moral uh, education to yourself. It is like, it is not done physically, or like it is, you can say, a behavioral or your way of, how you think, how you talk, how you behave, um, in the family, within the family, or in the society, how you do your profession in the professional field, in which whatever field you are working in, and how you do that your work, keeping what principles in your mind. So all these things are your, become in your like moral duties, you can say, so that way you can understand this term attitude training practices. So this completes our this topic, and the next topic is what are the teaching methods. So I start today, or we'll do it tomorrow? We have time. Okay, let me start. So now we come to the teaching methodology. After learning all about what are the yogic practices and the way of teaching in ancient times and modern times. And then this is again a very important topic. because this six parts of educational processes, their sequence is again important. What are the important parts of educational processes? So what are the factors which are involved in this education process? So six factors. First is teaching, then learning, then teacher, student, subject of activity, and environment. These are the six factors, and their sequence is again important. So first is teaching. Teaching means what? How you communicate or you convey your knowledge to the students or the pupils in your class. So a process involving the methods, what methods you are using for the teaching purpose. Learning is a process of adjustment through actions. Means if teacher is delivering a lecture or demonstrating something or whatever method a teacher is using, so a student should adjust or through some actions to that particular method of uh, teaching which is adopted by a teacher, or how to gain that knowledge uh, which a teacher is delivering in the class. So how you adjust, how a student should adopt or adjust himself or uh, herself, so to get the maximum output. And teacher is a person who directs that process, or who involves in the method of involves in teaching using various methods. And student is a person who adjusts himself through the action, what action he or she adopts to get the knowledge from a teacher. Then subject of activity means a teacher is what is the content of teaching, or you can say learning, what type, which is the subject, what is the topic. So that is the subject of activity, whether it is a theoretical lecture, or some subject, or a practical, or a project. And then environment means where this process is commencing. Teaching and learning both go simultaneously, right? Teaching and learning. So what is the environment where it is happening? So it generally happens in a class or a situation in which the whole process is conducted. So these are the six factors. Now the terminology, there are something about the education. We know that education is a process of something to gain some knowledge for the development, for the growth, and which adds something to one's experience. So education is a process of growth, development, and adding something new to one's experience. I know something, and if somebody is telling me the same thing, it is not considered as education. But if some, that is the information, you can say, something you can gain from other, or from a teacher, or from other environmentally, or from other person, or from other, you can learn from the nature also. So if it adds something to your experience, to your knowledge, so that is education. So there are two phases involved in the educational process, namely teaching and learning. So teaching consists of organization and conduct of learning experience by the teacher. All right. And learning is an adjustment of the whole the system by the student to a new situation which is created by a teacher. Because teacher can be taught by just simply saying something, or by writing on the blackboard, or by using some projector or some pictures. So you have to, have that mode of adjustment, mode of adaptability a student must have. So that's why this word is used, adjustment uh, of the whole organ, whole system, you can say. So teacher is a person who simulates, stimulates the learning in the student by organizing and guiding certain experiences of the individuals under his leadership. Because in a class there are so many students, their mental ability is different, and their, you can say, interests may be different, and whatever teacher is delivering to the student must have that interest to gain the knowledge from the teacher. So sometimes, the teacher has to, you can say, motivate the students under his leadership. So then only he or she is essentially an educator who leads out all that is best in the student, not only delivering the lecture, but by seeing the student and by observing the student, he leads out to, take the best out of that particular student. So, and student is a person who is desirous of adjusting his whole organization to a new situation, organized and guided by the teacher. Because in a class, the environment is created by the teacher and the student. So, teacher is a leader in the class. So, he or she is responsible of maintaining that environment, maybe very boring or maybe very entertaining or, comfortable to the students. So methods, there are various methods which are adopted by the teacher. So methods, what are the methods? Methods are the techniques or procedures used by the teacher through which an interaction between the two, teacher and student, takes place. Now, teaching and learning. Now, what is the purpose of teaching? It's to induce some changes in the student, to, deliver some knowledge to the student so that their growth and development will be done. So there can be no teaching unless learning takes place. If teacher is delivering lecture and he is or she is, giving so many knowledgeable things, presenting in front of the teacher, but if student is not able to take that knowledge, if student is not able to, enhance his or her knowledge or growth which is necessary for their growth, then there is no teaching. So the teacher merely arranges the environment for learning and stimulates and guides the student's activity in the environment. So it is the student who learns, and each student has to do his own learning. All right. And it is the teacher who, look each and every student as far as possible, and, observe student and, make out which student wants which type of, um, how to, a teacher is, this is because teacher is a leader in a class. So he has to, or she has to look after each and every student's need, ideally. So teaching serves to bring the student into a learning environment and enhance the efficiency of the learning process. Then also, you can say, okay, there is a teaching and there is a learning. Both goes in a better way. So teaching is a science, of course, and it is an art also. So in a sense that it involves logical and systematic arrangement based on certain principles. So that's why the teaching and learning process here nowadays is very much different as it was done in our ancient times. So because we now the teaching is more challenging, and you have to on daily basis they enhance a teacher training is also a very much necessary as the time demands. It's the need of the hour, you can say. So teaching is also an art, meaning that it cannot be reduced to a formula. Sometimes a teacher, depending on the group of students or a particular subject or a particular group of students, he or me can change the method or add some techniques in the class so that they can make a nicer environment for the learning. So, teaching as an art requires sensitivity to the factors which affecting the student and his environment for learning, and which must be suitably modified according to needs. So, the whole educational process involving teaching learning centers around the most important factor is nowadays the student. All right, earlier it is the more important factor is the guru or the teacher, but now it's student. As per their need, the teacher has to modify the tools. So I think we'll continue with method of teaching tomorrow. For today, it is this much is enough, I suppose. All right. So I think you all might be getting whatever is delivered today. Any confusion with anything you want?
No, ma'am, but